This Friday on You Plug.
I think today will be personal.
Hey, this sounds deep. Go into
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
What's happening?
Relationships would be messy if we all just have to deal with each other based on who we are.
In a relationship, do I become myself or do I unbecome myself?
You will see that because I come with a clean background, you come with a messy background.
You don't see them as your partner,
Yeah.
but you see them as an opponent.
Yes, but I'm still working on that.
Even when you
What-
feel like you're not.
No, it's not about
offended.
what you feel.
Hey, that's a lot.
We have to decide whether we forgive or we part ways. When you are called out every time, but this and this and this, but this and this. Guys, you can't have answers for everything. Just let go. just leave. Just say sorry and move on. Just to add on that, sliding into the second pattern, to the next pattern, it's the need to always justify yourself and have answers for everything.
Okay.
You have those people who can never be wrong. Who wants to? I mean, and I'm saying this because I know, because I was that person.
Okay.
And I think I'm still working on that. I'm one person who don't like to be wrong and like to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Okay.
Even if it's wrong, I will justify it. At least the difference between myself, and I'm not even justifying it, the difference between myself and someone else is I am aware that this is what I'm dealing with, and I'm working towards that. Every time they need to justify, when you are called out every time, but this and this and this, but this and this. Guys, you can't have answers for everything. Sometimes you must just let go. just leave, just say sorry and move on without feeling the need to justify. Even if your justification makes sense logically, let it go. It does not cause harm. Just leave it. When you are called out for being wrong, don't try to show the right side of your action. Just leave it. And that's very unhealthy. Yeah, I don't know what's your thinking, Maker, around that.
So I think, but I feel like we need to explain. Explain. I mean, why? Okay, sometimes it's the case, ne?
Yeah.
You get okay, the whatever that you did, you don't expect the response to be so big.
Yeah, sure.
So now it feels like you are under attack for what may seem like it's something small.
Yeah.
So now there comes in or creeps in the need to be like, no, but it's not as bad as
I think
that.
I think let's context.
Yeah.
It depends. So if what I am saying I feel offends me,
Okay.
I think the best response is if that's how it came across, I do apologize for that. This is what I meant.
Okay.
You see, it's not just you have to acknowledge that the other person took offense of your behavior.
Okay.
First,
All right.
and then saying, and you have to say that genuinely, not trying to intellectualize and try to play smart. You have to genuinely acknowledge the offense. When a person is saying they are offended by your behavior, you have to say, you know what, I am genuinely sorry. That's not what I meant. And then you try to say, this is what I meant. Okay. If they are offended still by that one, you just need to say sorry and leave it. It's clearly registering differently to the other person, so just leave it.
Are we talking here about the other gender or just the other partner?
No. No, we are talking about the other partner.
Oh, the other partner.
Because sometimes the relationship dynamics differ. Sometimes you have a male who is outspoken than a female. Sometimes it's vice versa.
Okay. Yeah.
So for me, my advice is to that don't try to acknowledge first the offense.
Okay.
That's a pattern you need to develop.
All right.
You have to acknowledge the offense.
Okay.
When a person say,
Even when you feel like you are not.
no, it's not about
offender.
what you feel.
Okay.
It's about how
the-
the other person feel about the comment you have made.
Okay.
It's not about how you feel.
All right.
So if you made a comment that is offensive and it registers to a person as an offense,
Yeah.
and they are bringing it to you,
Yeah.
acknowledge it as offense
Okay.
and say, this is not what I meant. I am really sorry if this is how you feel about what I said.
Okay.
But this is actually what I meant, so that you clear that understanding as well. But if you are not given a platform, and if the other party feels like what you have said, you went overboard with what you've just said, don't even justify. Just understand the space also,
Okay.
the context of the issue that is being raised.
Yeah.
And then if it's brought as an offense and no need for discussion, please receive it as an offense with no need for further discussion.
Yeah.
And then maybe later on, when the atmosphere is good, when we are in a laughing and a happy space, try to kind of bring it across, so that maybe you have a very important point that you need to communicate, but it's about when you do that.
No.
Yeah.
I hear, and I just want to bounce on what you're saying earlier, that it shouldn't be just an intellectual game.
Yeah, sure.
But because the goal here is not necessarily to build a successful relationship, and I'll say this carefully, but to build a healthy relationship.
Yeah, sure.
In that, if you're in the dating space, especially, you are not trying to make this relationship successful, but you're trying to build a healthy one.
Yeah, sure.
So much so that even if things do not work out,
Yeah, sure.
the relationship is intact. You both are intact. You don't feel like you are undermined. You don't feel like you are used because you're playing mind games with the person. So, and that's why I think it's important to stress even here that the goal here is for healthy relationships, because it's not automatic that when these things are applied, then you will have a successful relationship. But I think healthy relationship is what can be guaranteed.
Sure. Sure. No, that's profound, man.
So, which then I think will lead us to the next one.
Yeah.
Which is.
Yeah. So I think the next one and the. And I think it's also big. I think actually this one I think is huge. Keeping records of wrongdoings.
Sure.
I think that kills, or that have killed so many relationships. It continues to do so. Keeping record of the wrongs.
Okay.
Every time when we have to, and I mean, we talk about unhealthy patterns here that we need to do away with, so that we can at least establish a healthy relationship.
Sure.
If every time, because you have been wronged so many times by the other party, when you come into a space of exchanging ideas or argument, you come with an upper hand.
Okay.
The other person must humble themselves, because they are already in a marked wrong in so many things. But also, no one wants to hear timelessly a record of their wrongdoings. If I wrong you, much as it's difficult to do so, if I wrong you and we acknowledge it as a wrongdoing, and there is an apology offered, or you decide to forgive without an apology, whatever way it is.
Sure.
If you decide to forgive, or if we decide to move past this point, then we need to declare that this point is no longer coming back when we are engaged in other issues.
Okay. That's that's profound, because it's convenient to keep records of wrongs. Like you're saying, it gives you an upper hand in certain
so that when you are wrong next time, you say, but you also
that's exactly what I'm thinking about. That it breeds ground for vengeance too.
Yes.
Because
that ground becomes very fertile for vengeance.
Yeah, because you're always wanting to settle scores with the next person, especially your. And I thought this wouldn't happen in the marriage space, but lo and behold, sometimes it becomes so hectic that this person now is no longer you don't see them as your partner, but you see them as an opponent.
Yes. And you want to settle scores.
You want to settle scores and be the one who has the most points in the marriage space, because then that gives you a voice that gives you authority, that makes you the person to be submitted under. So that's quite deep.
Yes, and that's big. We have to decide whether we forgive or we part ways. Well, and unfortunately, this will apply mostly for the engaged and for the dating.
Okay.
That if this is too big that we can't forgive each other, then we need to, in a very healthy way, step off.
Sure.
But I wouldn't advise people to separate because of misunderstanding. At least let's sort that misunderstanding out. And if we still decide to part ways, we should part ways, but with no grudges, with peace, with a healthy peace of mind, and without a need for vengeance or for payback, kind of, or bad wishes for the next person. So it's important to forgive, but also I think it comes back to the work that we need to do ourselves, because one thing that I've learned in my few years of being interested in relationships and being in one myself, it's mostly we struggle to forgive the next person because we struggle to forgive ourselves. It becomes, if you are a person who easily forgive yourself and acknowledge that, you know what, I goofed, it's fine, it's okay. If you have not made peace with the fact that you can you can wrong someone, and you are not perfect. It does not matter how long you have been saved, how long you have been a Christian, and how long you have been married. Whether you are young or old, you have to come to a point where you acknowledge that I can wrong other people. And when you need to go back and say sorry to people you have wronged. But also it starts with you, if you are able to forgive yourself or not. But you need to learn to come to a point where you forgive yourself for the past mistakes, past decisions, conversations and stuff that did not necessarily help build you. So you need to forgive yourself from this. I don't know what's your view on that.
Yeah, no, I think this is a lot. I think I would like to hear engagement from the U-pluggers and see where we take it from there. But otherwise, this has been quite, I think you rightly said in the beginning that it's going to be very taxing, emotionally taxing and that. But what do the U-pluggers think about this breaking unhealthy patterns in relationships? Is it worth it? Is it not? Is it too much to ask for? What are your thoughts on this, and maybe your life experiences with your partner or exes?
Yeah, sure. Well stated, Meg. Thank you very much, and thank you very much to the U-pluggers. Let us know your experiences, and let's learn from one another. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate that. Meg, don't cut that part. Leave it. We really do appreciate that. So from the two of us, remain connected.
Oh.
Ciao. Yeah. unplugged, connected, is same.